Today, there are over 70 NFL players of Polynesian ancestry, and more are being selected every year in the NFL draft. Their achievements, as well as the legends of the past, will be forever enshrined at the new Polynesian Football Hall of Fame Gallery.
Tonight, we are proud to once again present the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame Founders Award. This award is presented annually to the individual who have made a profound and significant impact within the Polynesian football community. Last year, Coach June Jones received this inaugural award. Both Coach Jones and this year's honoree will be forever recognized and honored with a display inside our new home at the Polynesian Cultural Center.
The 2015 Polynesian Football Hall of Fame Founders Award honorees, Papali Tele Jack Tihari and Shaw Thompson.
Seuli, High Chief Seuli, Jesse Sapolu, Fionga Ma'atanuvasa for this wonderful surprise award. We appreciate it very much.
Uttered for the first time from the hallowed halls of the New York City Downtown Athletic Club, Fa'afetai Telelava. Significant that the first foreign words ever spoken in an acceptance speech at that prestigious club was Samoan. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please join me in welcoming to the stage the inaugural Polynesian Football Hall of Fame College Football Player of the Year from the University of Oregon, All-American, Heisman Trophy winner, Marcus Mariota.
Wow, I mean, this is an incredible feeling. I think personally this means so much more than the Heisman Trophy. I mean, it's truly special, and I'm truly honored and privileged to be here today. First off, congratulations to all the Hall of Famers today. You guys paved the way for us. You paved the way for so many athletes, and all we can say is thank you. Secondly, I just want to recognize my family and my St. Louis brothers who are all here today. Thank you for coming. And thank you to the community. Thank you for all the love and support over the years, and I am truly grateful for all of this. And hope you guys have a wonderful night. Take care and God bless. Thank you.
Please join me in welcoming our first inductee.
Luther Ellis, Samoan. Football gave Luther Ellis a life he never dreamt of. In return, he's given countless children a life they never dreamt of. Luther Ellis's football story is a good one. An All-American defensive lineman at the University of Utah, Luther Ellis was the 20th overall pick by the Detroit Lions in the 1995 draft. A two-time Pro Bowler, number 94 became the backbone of the defensive line, a bull-rushing, run-stopping force for 10 seasons, pushing his 6'5", 320-pound frame into opposing quarterbacks' faces. Then there are the faces he's protected, Luther Ellis and his wife Rebecca have a huddle of biological and adopted children, and a team of those less fortunate children they've helped anonymously over the years. There's a reward for that kind of giving that doesn't show up on a stat sheet. Once you tackle that kind of responsibility, you have to stick with it. The Lions were a staple on Thanksgiving Day during Luther Ellis's playing days. Seems appropriate given the meaning of the day and the man's nature. Also seems just that the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame give thanks for having Luther Ellis among its honorees.
I still travel, I still do things within the NFL and collegiately and things of that nature, and here she is with 12 children at home, and here she is handling the household. So I'm very blessed to have a woman like Rebecca.
Jesse Sapolu, Samoan, 15 NFL seasons, 4 Super Bowl rings, 2 Pro Bowls, 1 torn aortic heart valve. Forget about putting your reputation on the offensive line. Jesse Sapolu put his life there. He gave his heart to San Francisco. In the process, Jesse Sapolu earned the right to be called one of the greatest offensive linemen ever for one of the greatest franchises ever. Jesse Sapolu was the leader of those 49er lines that opened holes for running backs and closed holes to protect quarterbacks. That's not my opinion. That's what Hall of Famer Steve Young said. He had nothing but high praise for Sapolu, who would never brag about himself. Respect and humility. Those are the words Jesse Sapolu uses to describe how he lives his life. From his birth in Samoa to Farrington High School on Oahu to the University of Hawaii, Jesse Sapolu could have played collegiately at a bigger school. He instead chose to play in front of family. Jesse Sapolu, the formation of the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame was a dream of yours. Again, you leading the way for others.
I wish I could say that it was all my doing by myself. But we all know as athletes that there are people that helped you along the way. And I didn't want to let those people down.
Ray Shonke, Hawaiian. Riding the early wave of Polynesians to play football at its highest level, Ray Shonke manned up on the offensive line for 12 seasons in the National Football League. 10 with the Washington Redskins, who named him as one of their greatest players ever. In a no-excuses league, Ray Shonke never blinked. Tom Landry once cut him. Vince Lombardi once traded him. 2 of Ray Shonke's greatest games, 1972. Washington beat Lombardi and Green Bay in the division playoffs. A week later, Washington beat Landry and Dallas in the NFC Championship game. Those were personal, and those memories remain precious. Born on Oahu, Ray Shonke grew up in the South, found his way back to Hawaii, then landed in Texas. He made a name for himself at Southern Methodist University. He played 6 different positions for the Mustangs. He later would be one of 5 offensive linemen selected to SMU's 75th anniversary all-time football team. Ray Shonke will tell you his professional football career was complicated. This is pretty simple. You're a Polynesian Football Hall of Famer.
And my dad decided to return to Hawaii, and suddenly I saw what you saw here on the stage today, this power and beauty and strength. And this is this is my heritage. This is what I was all about. It was one of the biggest transformations of my life.
Mosi Tatupu, Samoan. He had his own cheering section, Mosi's Mooses, where grown men would become boys again and root for their favorite Patriot while wearing number 30 jerseys. He had his own college football all-star game award for his electric play as a special teamer. He was automatic on 3rd and short if there was gray in the sky, cold in the air, and snow on the ground. He was an unsung hero when the Patriots won their first AFC Championship game on the way to their first Super Bowl. He was a hero to so many. Mosi Tatupu brought his unique look and inspired play to the National Football League as an 8th-round draft pick from USC, where he'd helped the Trojans win a national championship. 14 years later, he had cemented his reputation as one of the most valuable and most adored players New England had ever witnessed. Not just the football team, the entire region. Mosi Tatupu was contagious. Born in Samoa, raised on Oahu, where at Punahou, he began to establish himself as one of the greatest athletes Hawaii has ever seen. He ended up being one of the greatest ambassadors Polynesia has ever had. The legend of Mosi Tatupu lives on in the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame.
Not realizing exactly how much my father meant to, Polynesians everywhere, and just the legacy he had indeed. And I told my mom, even after I went to my first Pro Bowl, we stepped off the plane, and the reporters were pushing me aside to get to him.
Mark Tuine, Samoan, the big guy with the big smile, big heart, gentle giant, except on Sundays. Mark Tuine won 3 Super Bowl rings with the Dallas Cowboys. Number 71 was a bodyguard for number 8 when he was looking for number 88. Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, Hall of Famers. Number 71 was a bulldozer for number 22 when he was looking for space. Emmitt Smith, Hall of Famer. Underrated, never underestimated. One of the better offensive tackles I ever played against. That from Howie Long, Hall of Famer. Mark Tuine was really good on some really good teams. He was a key part of an NFL dynasty. 6'5", 320 pounds. Despite that size, Mark Tuine made those he met feel like they were the big deal. California born, Hawaii raised. Mark Tuine's success at the University of Hawaii led to a free agent tryout with Dallas in 1983. Somebody wanted to make a defensive lineman out of him. Somebody else thought better.
How about them Cowboys?
How about this cowboy? Mark Tuine, never forgotten. You live on forever in the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame.
We both came home at the same time when he was transferring to UH, and we met. And Jesse can tell you, we were all doing the boogie thing at the disco, and we fell in love.
Russell Francis, contributor. Truth be told, there's most likely Polynesian blood somewhere down the Russ Francis bloodline. How could there not be, given the way he took to Hawaii and the way he took Hawaii to the NFL? Arguably one of the best athletes to ever come out of the 50th state, Russ Francis soared from Kailua High School to the University of Oregon, good enough to be drafted with the 16th overall pick of the 1975 draft after not having played his senior season in college. Professional football had never met a Russ Francis, a Renaissance man, a man who walked away from the game when he felt the game had lost its soul. Upon his return, he won a Super Bowl. During his time in the league, he made 3 Pro Bowls as a tight end on a team that primarily ran the football. And he was named All-World by legendary sportscaster Howard Cosell. During all those all-world moments, Russ Francis never forgot the world he came from, never forgot that he was one of those who represented the Aloha spirit. The Polynesian Football Hall of Fame never forgot either.
It was always just an honor to represent the state of Hawaii and Kailua High School and Kailua Intermediate, and Aikahi Elementary. And
Fa'afetai Te Lava, Ma'alo'a Pito, for your support. We love you. We will see you tomorrow morning and next year, right back here.
Six former NFL players were recognized today at the Polynesian Cultural Center. The new Polynesian Football Hall of Fame exhibit was unveiled there. The crowds gathered and dancers performed, celebrating a new exhibit, the Polynesian Football Hall of Fame, and a new award for Hawaii's very own Heisman Trophy winner, Marcus Mariota.
It's been a blessing, and I'm very grateful to be a part of this. Really for us, it's just saying thank you.
To be considered one of these Hall of Famers, as these guys are, it's can't explain to you how I feel right now. It's very humbling.
We are here today to celebrate their accomplishment. They are the greatest Polynesian football players in their era and in ours.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Polynesian Football Hall of Fame Class of 2015 inductee, Mr. Luther Ellis. Hopefully it does. That's pretty cool. Coach took a chance on a few Polynesian boys, and we came together and we actually helped to foster and build the University of Utah program. So to all you young people here today, like Bai said, this is really about you. Hopefully giving you a dream, casting a vision. As Marcus said earlier, the world's yours. Set some goals, believe, dream, go for it.
I don't know if this moment would have quite registered with him because of how humble he was. I remember telling him when he got an award named after him, his response was, that's pretty neat. So we realized the magnitude of this moment.
And to the coaches, Coach McBride, Tommy, June, another fellow teammate who's credited me with another first, his first college pass at the University of Oregon. For all the young men that you've influenced positively, Polynesian or otherwise, thank you. Those lives that you've molded and changed for years and years and years will go on to mold and change other lives for years and years and years.
As I walked into the Hall of Fame today, it was like none other experience. I felt the respect and such a love and tension that the hall was based on and founded upon. Thank you, Jesse. Thank you. I'll never forget the experience.
When I was with the 49ers in the 80s and the 90s, our team motto was one heartbeat, one heartbeat. We would imagine ourselves as 47 men that would play together as if we had one heart, because no one can ever take that away from that team. And that's why those teams were very, very special. 5 or 10 years from now, I want you guys to come here and run this Hall of Fame, because we need that continuity. It's not about Jesse Sapolo, it's about us.
One of my greatest compliments I ever had is when I met Junior IU. Junior's from this community, you know him, a great, great athlete, football player, and said to me that I was his hero. And Devai Sikahema was telling me the other night, guess what? Junior was my hero. Then Reno Maha said, guess who was my hero? It was Vi. And guess what? It goes on and on and on. And this is the legacy that Jesse talked about, that we built over the last, can you imagine, when it started? This was 60 years in happening, and now we have Marcus, who's going to influence
thousands of young men to follow in his footsteps, as well as our inductees. So we don't always know who we're influencing, but it's important that we have and recognize that responsibility. Kamakua Okolani Nawakua, our Heavenly Father and gods of Hawaii, thank you for this blessing.